It was barely 6:12 a.m. when a metallic crunch and an inhuman scream sent half my coffee across my robe. I stumbled to the tablet on my counter, flicked open the security feed, and there she was, Darla Montgomery, 2 houses down, swinging a rusted bat into my mailbox like she was exorcising demons in a pink velour tracksuit. Her dog, Peaches, yapped wildly while a flock of HOA tagalongs filmed from a safe distance, stunned into silence. I blinked, stared at the chaos, and muttered, "She just committed a federal offense." Because that wasn't just any mailbox. It was a low-profile surveillance node connected to a live federal data stream. From the outside, it looked like your standard black aluminum box number 1125 with a cheerful little flag. But on the inside, it was a critical link in a 6-month fraud sting run by the Department of Internal Logistics. I had taken over after the last handler got reassigned to Eastern Europe. Installed it myself. Maintained it. Protected it. And Darla Montgomery just obliterated it with a $12 bat from a clearance bin. Naturally, her first move afterward was to shout about government overreach and hidden cameras. She claimed she'd liberated the cul-de-sac from surveillance. I heard every word through the double-paned windows of my kitchen as she bragged to her HOA cronies, swearing she'd call the media. I stepped out in my coffee-stained robe to meet our esteemed HOA president, Stanley Grover, waddling up my driveway with a clipboard and a grimace. "Sir," he puffed, "we've had reports of unapproved modifications to your mailbox. We'll need to conduct an inspection." I offered to show him the security footage proof of Darla trespassing, destroying property, and accusing me of being a deep state plant. Stanley blinked. "Let's not escalate this." Classic Stanley. The man couldn't recognize reality if it hit him with a subpoena. Darla wouldn't leave. She stood in my yard, phone out, announcing to her live viewers that I was part of a sleeper cell planted in the suburbs. This, from a woman who once called animal control on a toddler for petting her dog without verbal consent. By 8 a.m., I was on the phone with the agency. "Surveillance node compromised," I reported. "Civilian interference. Request containment response." A few hours later, they arrived, one posing as a UPS guy, another as a landscaping contractor, and the third, Agent Thompson. Silent, focused, watching Darla's rampage on my tablet with the expression of a man digesting an entire war crime. "She posted the footage herself," I said. "Used the hashtag #PatriotPurge. He nodded, muttered, "She has no idea what she's done." And she didn't. The next day, Darla was marching through the neighborhood like she'd cracked Watergate, wearing a flag bandana and carrying a cardboard sign that read, "Say no to spy mail." She even spray-painted a crooked eagle on a plywood slab and propped it against the stump where the mailbox used to be. "I don't want thanks," she told a neighbor. "I just want y'all to be safe." Stanley, ever the coward, held an emergency HOA meeting to address safety concerns. I got cited for unauthorized surveillance hardware, even though I hadn't violated a single municipal code. The agency advised me to stay quiet. Let her escalate. It would give us leverage. And she did. Not because she discovered surveillance. That was just the story she spun. The truth? Her daughter told another teen that Darla was furious I hadn't trimmed my hedges, and she was sick of looking at chaos energy from the Peloton room. So she smashed a federal node over a landscaping gripe. And with that, the sting was compromised. The real target had been her boyfriend, Chase, Martin, real name Anthony Keller, who showed up with no job, a sketchy crypto cover story, and a garage full of server racks. He was the key to a laundering network stretching across 3 states. The mailbox had been monitoring his drop points. But now he was spooked. Darla, meanwhile, was gaining TikTok followers by the thousands, rebranding herself as a citizen hero. She accused a 90-year-old neighbor of using Morse code to signal spies. She claimed teenagers' remote control cars were jammers. She planted a USB stick under my porch and filmed herself discovering it. By week's end, her TikTok bio read, "HOA warrior Karen." Thompson called. "She's agitating Keller. We need her louder. Make her think she's winning." So I gave her breadcrumbs. A blinking light panel labeled solar relay node, barely hidden on my porch. Barcodes on my windows. Empty electronics boxes left by the recycling. Within hours, Darla was on my lawn with a bullhorn accusing me of atmospheric interference. The HOA tried mediating. She brought a whiteboard covered in scrawls about quantum frequencies. Stanley gave up midway through and just stared into space. I recorded everything and sent it to Thompson. "Perfect," he said. "You're cleared to escalate." We dropped a fake letter on her doorstep, an official-looking document suggesting she was under federal review for obstructing infrastructure. She went silent for 2 days, then emerged in a tinfoil sun hat with binoculars and a spiral-bound surveillance log. The neighborhood was entertained. Kids built alien mailboxes. But Keller was slipping. He dismantled his setup and vanished. Thompson texted, "Extraction triggered. Damage control underway." Darla was distraught. She claimed Keller had been relocated by the feds. She called him a hero. Then she doubled down, filing a request to form a neighborhood security task force, demanding access to inspect parcel boxes for electromagnetic threats. Stanley, looking ready to retire, told me he was counting down the days. Behind the scenes, the feds arrested 2 of Keller's couriers using salvage footage from the busted node. Not the bust they'd planned, but something. The worst part? Darla's TikTok, now with 70,000 followers, became a haven for conspiracy theorists. She posted blurry clips of me walking to my car. Subject 11:25. Same time every day. Think that's random. Then came the final move. Someone, likely a Fed, leaked the full, uncut surveillance footage to a local journalist. Not the trimmed version I'd uploaded anonymously. The raw feed. Darla, in all her glory, screaming, smashing, and ranting. The clip went viral. National outlets picked it up. Comedians parodied it. Her face mid-swing became a meme. She tried to spin it as a conspiracy. "They're trying to silence me," she sobbed. Her audience began slipping. The HOA held another meeting. Packed house. Steve held up the letter she received from the agency. "Karen Montgomery," he said, "you're being summoned for formal investigation." She collapsed into a chair, whispering nonsense about microchipped dogs and deep state plots. She pointed at me. "He did this. He set me up," but no one was buying it anymore. A Navy vet stood up and said, "Ma'am, you're not being targeted. You're being held accountable." The bubble popped. Karen left the meeting in tears. The next day, the tent came down. No live stream. No press conference. Just quiet. Federal crews arrived later to collect evidence. Thompson came by in a contractor's vest. "We're filing charges. Obstruction. Property destruction. No jail. But it'll stick." Then he paused and said, "Good work." I shrugged. I didn't stop her. I just let her be who she is. They installed a new mailbox. Identical outside. Upgraded inside. Darla never looked at it again. The house went dark. Curtains closed. No HOA meetings. No TikToks. Weeks passed, and the air grew lighter. The kids came back outside. The dads waved from their lawns. The street remembered how to breathe. I still check the cameras. Still keep the number on speed dial. Because in this neighborhood, all it takes is one woman with a bat and a fantasy to knock reality off its hinges. But this time, the box is ready.